Welcome to the Forum Thread Podcast. You can tweet at us at any time during this thing at the Forum Thread.
I like that you do this now.
I am Dark One Dre. Here with me today, that was Tejan Lee.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Lozelda.
Hello.
Mr. Fusion.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
And Zap45.
Holy pie crust, pie man! It's the Mad Queen.
Did you write that down? Did you prepare that?
Great Scott, you're right.
You know what? He's been bugging me when the podcast started for the last 4 hours, so he's been prepping that. He's had that on paper.
Yeah, I've had. Yep.
He's been waiting to do that.
Holy
I'm impressed.
the pie man. It's the Mad Queen.
I think we need to just give a quick backstory of what happened.
Hold on.
Yes, please do.
So Lozelda was streaming last night, and she made a comment about pie. And I was in the chat, and I made a comment about cake and cake rules, and from there, Zap just lost his fucking shit, and it became cake versus pie, which we all know there's no real competition, right, Lozelda?
Of course not. Cake is the only acceptable answer. And I want to be clear, we're not saying that all pie is terrible, but as a whole category, cake is better than pie.
You will always choose cake over any pie. Like,
That's
it could
right.
be any cake. And you'd be like, I will go with the cake over whatever pie you have.
There are just some certain victories in this world, okay?
Yeah, all I have
And
to
one
do
of
is
those
you just
is
have to point
cake
at
over pie.
you just have to point at lemon meringue pie, and there you go. That's why cake is better.
Well, you know what? Lozelda made actually a really good rebuttal today. I think it was either on the Rooster Teeth side or on Twitter. Where what did you say about the fruit in pies? What was that?
I said
comment?
that pie is just a way to like it's just how you use up fruit that's not good enough to eat by itself.
Oh, see?
Good point. Yeah.
I'm like,
Boom.
it's like, oh, this apple's no good
Completely
anymore.
false.
I'm just going to make it mushy and cover it in
Set
sugar
match.
and throw it in some dough just so I can eat the fruit.
That's what I think of, like, stuffing. And when I look at stuffing, I think it's like, that looks like somebody ate bread and other food and then threw it up and then reserved it.
Oh,
That's
now I'm
what
curious.
stuffing looks like to me.
I'm not a stuffing fan. That was another
Oh,
argument
good.
we had at work earlier today, was who is pro-stuffing and
Stuffing is pretty
anti-stuffing.
good.
So this is supposed to be the food
Stuffing's pretty
podcast.
good.
Stuffing
But
is-
yeah,
I
let's
was just about to
Okay.
ask that question because I'm like, I can't be the
Christ
only one here
almighty.
who
I'm
doesn't
all on my
like
own,
stuffing.
Chaos. Why aren't you here with me? God damn it.
He's going to
So
be
Zach-
against you.
I
So,
wanted
Zach, you
to
like-
be on Team Cake. That would just be great.
I'm gonna say Chaos is a cake guy. When he's able to join us, I think he's a cake guy.
I think he's a strudel guy.
He's
I don't know. I got a
What
my
way?
height sense
He's
is
on.
tingling.
But you know what? I'm
I have
gonna be fair here. Go ahead. You have the floor, Zap. Go ahead.
Well, okay, so what pie has over cake is the fact that it can not only be sweet, but it can also be savory. So if I
Savory
said
isn't
the
a
only
flavor.
Yes, it is.
What is it?
Yes, it fucking
Explain
is.
the flavor. Explain the
It-
taste of savory.
If you go to a fucking 101 anatomy and physiology book, I'm sure it'll tell you all about that. But for time, I'm not going to
Explain it to
be
me
your
like I'm
goddamn
5.
anatomy teacher. Okay.
explain
I'm a
as you would to a
5-year-old in your
child.
Meat
anatomy
tastes
class.
like.
Explain it to me.
Meat is savory. There you go. Anyway.
Meat is meat.
Meat? So you're saying fruit can taste like meat? I'm
Meat
confused.
tastes like meat.
So savory equals meat. There you go. I'm not gonna
So,
fucking discuss
in what
this
way
anymore.
is pie like meat?
Well,
You
Sweeney
can
Todd
have-
pie.
You
We
can
have
have
shepherd's
chicken
pie.
pot pie. You can have shepherd's pie. You can have a variety of
That's just
different
a pan
pies.
full
Okay,
of a bunch
but
of
no,
stuff with
but
a
see,
crust
now-
on
No,
top.
no.
Now-
It's still pie.
now
It still has a
you're
crust.
going-
It's served in a pan.
You're going to a totally different world here. We were talking about
Desserts.
desserts that suck or whatever,
Yes.
or awesome or whatever. Of course, chicken
I'm
pot pie is
defending
fucking
pie as a
delicious,
whole.
but it's not really. It's not.
It's
really
fucking pie.
I like it's pie in the name, just
It's
like
not chicken
cheesecake
pot.
is a cake because it's in the name. But cheesecake's not really a cake. It's like some weird like tart thing. Don't get me started on what the classification
It's a
of cheesecake is.
subcategory
It's,
of
like,
tart. We'll
really
go into that
fucking
later.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like just because it's in the name doesn't mean it's that thing. Like
okay.
root beer isn't beer. Like don't fucking.
Back in the day, it
Obviously.
was.
not.
Hold on.
And also root beer.
Yeah.
And ginger
Yeah.
beer
So
used to be alcoholic.
any
fucking Christ.
Thank you, Teachin. But anyway, my defense is that there's a larger variety of pie than there is cake, and it's also a consistency thing.
Is any one of us an
and
actual expert on this?
No.
Not necessarily, and I think we should have a whole nother series of shows where it's
TFT talks
this
cake
X versus Y.
pie.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Okay,
but
that's the next TFT talks. TFT talks baking.
my position on my position on pie will never change. Pie is superior to cake. The end.
Wait,
And
so
we all lived merrily.
now since we've established that cheesecake is not a cake, it's a tart-like thing.
And it's not a factory either.
It's its own third thing now. So should it be
not a real
cake
fact.
versus pie versus tarts?
No, fuck
No,
that.
no, no, because in this discussion we're talking about from the level of desserts. Because
I'm just
like
saying-
he said,
No one
yeah,
said
because
specifically that we were discussing
I-
desserts. We were specifically discussing pie versus cake.
I adore
Chicken
cheesecake.
savory?
Yes, chicken is
Yes.
savory.
Goddamn meat, TJ.
If we're gonna go back to that,
Motherfucker.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But I'm just saying that like I adore
I
cheesecake.
feel like you could have a meat
like
cake.
better than pie.
No, you
and
cannot.
better than
You're on
cake.
crack.
So like I think it should be its own category. I'm voting that cheesecake actually
No,
have its
you're-
own category now because that's my favorite.
Yeah,
You're so
I feel like
goddamn
it should
high right
be
now.
Its own category.
I feel like
but-
cheesecake is more of an ice cream.
You're on crack.
No, that's not even
Oh,
close. Now you're just
my God.
now you're just talking nonsense.
He's just trying to get us
Oh,
into a logic
I'm
loop.
gonna
Don't
throw
fall
ice
for
cream
it.
into the
well,
group
if you
here.
really want to be
Ice cream's
specific,
the best.
cheesecake is weird because cheesecake actually should be a pie because it has a crust.
No,
Yeah.
not all cheesecake.
But it's
Falls
only got a
under
crust on the
tart
bottom,
as
unless
well.
you eat shitty cheesecakes. Because cheesecakes that have crust going up the side are just fucking
Can't
terrible.
there be an open face pie? Is that not allowed?
Now, what
Like,
about-
just because there's
what
not a
about
crust?
rum
Does
cake?
that
Is that
disqualify
alcohol
it
or is
from
that
being
cake?
a pie?
Which one are we going with here? Is it
Okay,
fire?
all
Because
I
sometimes
need-
they light it on fire. I don't know.
Oh, Chaos is recording, and he should come on whenever.
All right,
he
Chaos,
can.
I was just
are you
waiting
there?
for the moment to say his thing.
Whoa,
You're talking
Robot
about a
Chaos.
minute ago?
Oh my
Jesus.
god!
Robo Chaos. Okay, so
That's
Chaos.
that's my
You sound better.
editor.
okay,
voice
so Chaos.
modulator.
Quick question, just like quick question, and you answer right away. Cake versus pie.
Pie.
Yes,
Oh, I did
fucking
wrong.
knew
But
it.
you're still,
I told you.
you're still
I told you.
outnumbered, so it doesn't
Listen,
matter.
he's my favorite out of you, so that's all that matters.
I'm-
I mean, honestly, it really depends on what it is. I don't like pie isn't the most amazing thing. Usually, it's a good cake that I'm eating most of the time. It's just like specifically like there's a type of pumpkin pie that I make that I really like, but other than that,
No, we're talking like overall stuff. Like my favorite dessert is a cheesecake. My second favorite is a pie. But then overall, everything else is a cake.
I agree that cake eater sounds racist.
It does.
What?
Now,
Sounds
Wave is right.
racist.
Wartburg says pie eaters do have the superior insult to use against their opponent, cake eater.
Yes.
Woblave replies,
Thank you,
cake eater,
Wartburg.
it sounds racist. And then Mr. Fusion agrees.
It does sound racist. It does.
That's
You know, I'm going to
that's
use that as an insult now, just to see if I get anybody to
You
look at me
filthy
weird.
cake eater.
It reminds me of an insult here in Texas because the two main universities are Texas A&M and the University of Texas, which is where I went. So I'm a Longhorn.
What is the A&M part?
The Aggies, agricultural manufacturing. So anyway, it's always been Aggies versus Longhorns. Well, because they always called the Longhorns the uppity university, we have been dubbed the term the tea sippers. So
The tea sippers?
it's kind of tea sippers because we basically we have our noses up in the air because we're the University of
Are your
Texas.
pinkies out?
That's kind of the point, the old school tea sipping with your with your pinky
the
out.
fancy.
Yes, it's kind of the joke. So anyway, whenever you hear on sports talk all over this state, whenever they talk about the Longhorns to be insulting, they say tea sips, the tea sips. So when I hear cake eater, I kind of think of that. So
Well, how's that racist though? That doesn't make a.
it's
Well,
not
no,
racist.
it's-
It sounds bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it sounds like you filthy,
Yeah.
disgusting cake eater.
Yeah.
You can
God
turn
damn.
anything
I mean,
into
if you
just
really
like,
want to get insulting, you just say pie is great. I mean, as simple as that.
Oh,
you can
my
call somebody
God.
a pie fucker.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a pie.
Listen,
fucker. I mean, how often do you see
I
people
still
fucking
stand by-
cakes, though? Seriously.
I
They're not
somebody
gonna.
wants
They're
to
not gonna
ruin
fuck
the
the cake.
cake.
They're gonna eat it.
They're gonna eat the
wanna
cake.
cake has too much icing.
Well, wait a minute. You're implying then that
So you're
someone
preferring
would actually
you would
want to fuck a
over
pie?
cake.
Whoa,
That's
what the fuck
why
you
you
guys
like
even
pie.
talking about? What the? I was talking about why I dislike cake. You bring fucking sexual.
This-
Wait, you straight up
Condensation
dislike
in
cake?
here.
Yeah, this explains
Why do you
so
dislike
much
it?
about
you
you,
don't.
Zach.
You don't just like pie. You like pie, right?
He loves
Yes.
pie.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you
All
just
right.
said to us.
No,
You admitted
I-
to that.
False.
Lauren Brooke in the she called you a nasty
Goddamn
pie
false.
fucker.
Oh, I'm glad, Lauren. I'm so glad I gave you all that fucking advice on how to record shit, and here you are, publicly
Jumping against you.
kicking my
Oh,
ass.
she's turned on
Appreciate
you.
that.
This is why I
Yeah.
like Lauren.
God damn it, Lauren.
Okay, well,
She has no
to be-
loyalties.
Let's all be in
To be
agreement
continued
that
next time.
both cake and pie are very delicious, especially
okay.
especially on the event that will be taking place tomorrow when
Turkey
we
Day.
celebrate the mass genocide of Native Americans, not Indians.
Yes.
Which I will admit, I am 1/8 Indian, so I'm 1/8 Navajo.
Why is that something you have to admit? You should
Wait a minute.
I'm
Wait a
one-
minute.
I'm 1/16th
He needs
Blackfoot.
to come out as
I need to come clean with
Guys.
that.
I'm part Cherokee. Does this mean that we're at war somehow? Like,
Well,
did I?
Hold on.
Yeah, actually, yes, because my tribe would kill and scalp you.
Do you guys wanna
Oh,
have it
you
out
son
right
of a bitch! You.
You guys wanna
so
have it out?
dark.
You understand?
Tomorrow, when you hear a knock on your door, don't answer
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
especially if he has a
Please,
scalping
please,
device.
In back in the old days, the Cherokee were considered the wussies, the pie eaters of the Indians.
Tea sippers, if you will.
Yes, the tea sippers.
Yeah,
if
the
you will.
tea sippers, if you will. Yeah.
I'm now drinking my beer with my pinky out.
That's fancy.
You know, I do that sometimes too, and I think to myself, "God damn it, I'm a classy
Sometimes I
bitch."
do it by
Every time I
accident.
do that.
I'm like, oh, I feel like such a prick.
Do you do it in public? Like someone looks over you and they're like, "What a dude!"
And then I give him,
Like,
I give him the other finger as I'm lifting my beer.
Nice. Good.
Okay, so we were on the whole topic of pie versus cake, but what we really should be talking about is eating keyboards for breakfast.
Oh, yeah, keyboards for breakfast.
Yes,
oh,
that
this
sounds
leads me in my
delicious.
yeah.
Waffles
I was
are
supposed to ask
amazing.
you guys the other question.
Oh,
Wait,
okay,
go
ask
for
the
it.
other question.
Okay, so I mean, it's not too far from the pie versus whatever. I mean, the cake versus whatever. I'm sorry, I screwed that one up. But all right, so breakfast: pancakes versus waffles versus French toast. What do you pick? And
I
your
told
answer
you
better be
already.
French toast, because French toast is the greatest food that's ever made.
Dark has the right answer. Go
I
ahead,
said
Dark.
the answer to that question is yes.
No, you can't. You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one. You can't do this.
No,
ruined my whole
that is the
discussion.
answer. The answer
They
is
can't-
yes.
They can't pull a Tejan.
If,
is that
if, I,
what
have,
they can't
if
do?
I have to pick one, I'm going with pancakes.
I'm waffles. I'm totally waffles.
I can't pick. I can pick between pancake and waffle. Those two are my favorites. But if you're gonna tell me to pick between my two favorites, I just can't do it. Like, give me half a pancake, give me
you
half
put
a waffle.
French toast at the bottom of the list?
Toast,
I mean,
dude.
Yeah.
it's French
with you?
toast.
It's
second,
literally the
and
greatest
then
thing that's ever been made.
pancakes
Yeah, it's
third.
got egg. It's got powdered sugar. You
Dude.
can add. It's
It's got
bread.
bread in it.
cinnamon
It's
to
got
it?
bread in
It's
it.
got the
Yeah.
It's got the bread group.
got
I mean,
bread.
Seriously.
It's the healthiest of the group.
It's got
Yeah.
bread in it is probably the weakest argument I've ever heard for why French toast is better.
I just was throwing it out.
It goes
Dark,
great
dark
with fucking
nutrition wise,
bacon.
which one would be?
It depends
Okay,
on
so
what
yes.
type of
Okay,
bread
I
you're
will-
using.
I'll agree with Zap on
Waffles
that
are great, but it's the bottom of the list because there's nothing to it. And then
See, I'm
pancakes
gonna-
are okay, but you can eat like one before you're like, oh, I've had too many
I'm
pancakes.
gonna agree with Zap on this one. The great thing about French toast is it's great with bacon on the side. The others, it's not so
amazing with
much.
bacon.
Not so
Yeah.
much.
You can't
French
eat any
toast
other
is-
food once you eat a pancake. Pancake is it. Like that's all that will fit in your stomach.
What? You don't have a little bit of
It turns
scrambled
back
eggs
into a
and maybe a
pancake
sausage
in your
link?
stomach.
Nah, you
It
gotta
could-
stretch your
it
stomach
really
out.
What I
congeals.
do is I have I would have a couple pancakes and then have the eggs, sausage, and hash browns on the side, like at IHOP or something. And
Now
But
that's
you can
just
throw all
excessive.
of that
Damn.
into a French toast and get away with it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's another great thing is like you could do French toast savory style instead of sweet. Then you can throw hash browns and then like a
and
Where are you
seven-side
throwing
egg.
meat?
It's his
Mother of
favorite
toast. What
word
are you
now.
doing? You're ruining the French
it's a-
toast.
It's officially.
Wait.
I am not.
So you're gonna turn your
Some
French
new
toast
goddamn
into a
You're
meat
talking
pie?
to-
You're talking to the
existed for
person
hundreds
that
of years.
deep fried a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Back
Okay.
off. What?
What?
This is the
I've
most savory
deep-fried-
sounding peanut butter and jelly I've ever heard.
That's the Elvis
What
one.
fuck?
That's the
I
Elvis
put a little
special,
cinnamon
right?
in the-
There's a video that we have where we just deep fried like everything. Yeah, I think you had an
deep fried a
Oreo.
little Betty or
Imagine that's good.
a Nutter Butter. Oh, it's great. It's the peanut butter and jelly deep fried is fantastic, especially if you add a little bit of sugar to the dough or the batter, and then you add a little bit of
How
cinnamon
did you
in there
not die
for
on the
some
spot?
diverse
I feel
flavor.
like your heart would just explode as you try to even
I-
put that in your mouth. Like your heart's just
He's
going, no, I'm
he's
not handling this.
19.
I'm not
He's
doing
got a
this."
ways to go. If he does that in
I'm
about
fucking
8 years,
20,
he'll die on
you
the
know.
spot.
Yeah, I'll most certainly die on the spot if I do that 8 years from now. But overall, I said like in the video, it's like equivalent of smoking 8 cigarettes. So
8 cigarettes.
however you want. Yeah,
How did you calculate
Quite a
that,
bit.
or did you just pull it out of your ass?
I just pulled it out of.
Oh,
my
okay.
ass, you know,
Here, I
to
thought you were
be
going to be
farming.
scientific and shit.
How are you
No,
eating
fuck
your
that.
food if it's anywhere near on the same level as cigarettes?
I always
Like-
question why somebody owns a deep fryer in the first place.
Well, I own a deep fryer. I just don't use it very often.
Well, you
Dude,
know
I just
you know
use a
why you need to
frying
have a
pan
deep
and
fryer,
oil.
right? For
For your
mozzarella
turkey?
sticks. No, mozzarella
Sticks. That's good.
How does one make a mozzarella stick?
You
it's-
wrap
'cause all
mozzarella
it's
in
shredding
batter
and
and fry
cheese
it.
in it.
Yeah, you just get a chunk. You just get like a little square of cheese. You batter it up and just deep fry it. That's it.
See, I
That's
never
a huge
understood the point
fucking
of a-
mozzarella stick.
I never understood. You make a smaller thing. You don't take
Yeah.
the mozzarella
Yeah, but-
log.
I don't mean like
I dare you to
I
make
mean
them
a brick.
really huge mozzarella sticks.
like
Next
a brick of
cooking
heroin.
video.
All
a
right,
brick of-
Lauren is saying she deep fries ice cream. What?
No, she
Yeah.
says
Oh,
how.
yes,
no, she
that
says
is the
how do you
best.
deep fry ice cream?
Because she
Oh,
no, she
God.
says
What?
I do. I have a deep fryer. She says she does it.
You
there
have-
was a huge gap between when the one thing came out when the next thing came out. I think
Okay.
she was
Yeah.
said I do
'Cause some-
have a deep
yeah.
fryer.
Someone
Well,
said who
Lauren,
has
I
a
wish
deep
I could
fryer?
tell you.
You have to
Yeah.
flash fry it.
Twinkies.
So
Wartburg.
deep fried Twinkies are gross. Deep fried Oreos
Deep
are
fried
delicious.
Twinkies are
Yes,
gross.
they are. Yes.
Yeah,
del-
regular
deep
Twinkies are gross. Deep fried Oreos are fantastic. And
Absolutely.
To deep
Everything's
fry,
gross.
to deep fry ice cream, you do a deep freeze on it. So you either put it in a deep freezer or you get a ball of it and you drop it in liquid nitrogen, so that way it gets a hard shell on it, and then you put it in the batter and throw it in the fryer, and then you use
Okay.
it together.
Sure. I have a
That is smart.
Vat of
Okay, that's
liquid
really
nitrogen.
smart.
Yeah, it's not something you can do at home like restaurants do it and stuff. But yeah,
You
I
got
never,
a restaurant. Yeah.
I never understood why people have a deep fryer because you just need oil in a regular fucking pot. You don't need a.
That's what I've been
special
fucking saying.
thing.
Well,
Matilda.
it's not as messy if you have the deep fryer and it heats up faster. That's
How
why.
is it not as messy? And like, I mean, maybe for other people it heats up faster. I've
Well-
got a gas top stove, so I'm putting a fire directly to the pot. It doesn't really get any faster.
Well,
Electric
most
world.
most of these deep fryers have little baskets that can pop in and out. That's why
It's great for frying like
you can
fries
flash.
in
Yeah,
a jiffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
I-
you.
chicken as well.
I feel like I've got enough. Like, I just realized I'm running out of fuel. That sucks. I feel like I've got enough shit in my kitchen where I
Ignore the
can fish
refugees.
stuff. I can pull stuff out of my quote unquote homemade deep fryer without being like, oh well, it doesn't have a little basket or
Yeah,
know, it
you
heats
totally
up
can. Like, the only reason I
Yeah,
have
you
one
got-
is
if you
because
find
my
a
mother
strainer,
gave it to
you're
me.
good. Yeah.
deep fried Coke. Nice.
Yep.
Has anyone tried deep fried Little Betties or whatever the fuck they're called?
What is
It's
a
the
Little
oatmeal
Betties?
cookie with the
Little
cream.
Debbie.
Little Debbie's.
Little Debbie's. That's what they're
Little
called.
Are they like
Betties,
Debbie's
like-
Little Fingers or
like the
something?
knockoff variety.
Are
or
Little
store
Betty's as
brand.
savory as Little Debbie's?
Oh, fucking God, motherfuckers. You go to a goddamn website, look up fucking savory or tongue or
Savory.
flavors. and you
No, do
Wait,
not
look
go
up
to
Tom?
a website and look up tongue. I guarantee
Oh,
you that's
tongue.
not going
God
to end
damn.
well.
Look
Google
up
image
what
search of
flavors
savory.
humans can taste. God,
Let's see. I'm
baby
GISing
bastards.
savory. Oh my lord.
Wait, didn't they reclassify savory as umame?
Yes, well, that word is Japanese for savory, or is loosely translated that way.
This
as far
steak
as
is
I'm
very
concerned.
umami. I stay with my pinky
Because
out.
a Japanese,
God, you just made it
a
creepy.
Japanese.
You just made it super fucking creepy. Oh god.
I didn't
Yeah,
introduce
so
the word.
the first definition, just straight up googling is.
I think
just an
savory
aroma
is the
plant
creepiest
of
way to
mint
creepiest way to describe a food.
No, it's a.
It's
How else
savory.
do you?
It's
no,
so
there's
savory,
no other
this
way of
steak.
describing it.
No, I would
I'm
say
sorry that you guys are fucking Neanderthals and don't look at a goddamn book every now
Well,
and
I will
again.
tell you this. To Zap's credit, I did do a quick GIS of savory food, and some of the first images were pie. So,
GIS.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Google image search.
oh,
Are we supposed to know that acronym?
GIS,
Is-
GIS.
is that
Yeah,
gonna be a thing that we're supposed
this is
to
the
know
first time
soon?
I've heard that acronym, so I'm glad you explained it. In the
I don't want
future, I
that
will
to
not
be a
look like
Google
I'm a
image
fool.
search. GIS.
Well, it's not. I don't want. I don't want that to be. A
Google
thing.
That sounds weird. That'd be
Sounds
funny if
kinda
that
dirty.
started
I just-
spreading to the point where that's
Would
said
you like
more
to
often.
GIS it?
Okay,
I'm gonna
now-
gist that real quick.
Oh
Let's
God,
gist
yes, I want to
this.
gist it so bad.
I'm gonna gif it.
Okay then.
I'm gonna gist
We've
the
reached-
gif.
Okay.
But,
But,
yes, pie. Their pies are some of the earlier images on the list. So
Anyway, we've gotten away from the topic of keyboards for breakfast.
Yes, keyboards
We
for
do that.
breakfast.
sorry, listeners. It is Thanksgiving tomorrow. We have food on the brain, so this is going to be the
Keyboard
scrumptious,
waffles.
the savory edition of the Form Third
The
podcast.
savory
I like the
edition.
scrumptious edition.
Wonderful.
Let's
Most
look
the
at that.
The
scrumptious.
scrumptious.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
Scrum-
Okay, so
Yeah,
anyway, this keyboard. Go into detail.
So this is a it's Kickstarter, isn't it? Yeah, so this is a thing on Kickstarter. It's called the Keyboard Waffle Iron. Currently, it has 142 backers.
Oh wow!
They've raised $11,500 on a $50,000 goal, and they have 28 days to go. So if you want a waffle iron that will give you a keyboard that you can put syrup and butter in, then we'll provide the link for you when this video comes out. And follow that shit and give them some money, because I want a goddamn keyboard for breakfast.
You have to be descriptive here. If you pledge $5, you just get a thank you. But if it's 25 or more, you get the waffle iron.
You pay for the product.
No, no. Not if it's 25. That doesn't sound right. I don't remember it saying that. Now I gotta look.
The Waffle Master, it says pledge 25 or more. Waffle Master, our full color. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong.
It's the cookbook. Yeah,
it's
you have
the
to
cookbook.
You have to be at 60 to get the
waffle
60
iron. 60 or more will get you the waffle iron.
I'm like,
okay?
even the cheap ass waffle irons cost $25.
This would be totally worth it. Totally.
That's like the antithesis of nerdy cooking. Like, you could make a baked, like, you could use cake as this monitor, and you can use
Please tell me we can trick someone, a nerd that's really, really tired, that goes to sit at his computer and is just, like, tapping on the waffle, like, for 5 minutes before he realizes he's actually not using it.
But you know, the cool thing is, if you look at the pictures for this waffle, there's a lot of spaces for syrup, man.
Yeah,
there is.
Oh, man.
Or chocolate chips.
Or chocolate chips.
I like that
Bacon.
waffles are like a pancake with a syrup trap. I think that was a Mitch Hedberg joke, but like that's what a waffle is. It's just so the syrup can stay in place.
And it's crunchier. Like, I don't know. That's another thing. It's a consistency thing. That's why another reason why I don't like cake so much is because pancakes and cake have a general consistency that it's just too soft, and I have to have a crunchy
in the
something
slideshow. They actually have a picture, one of them, where he put pretty much a blueberry in every single space. And it looks great.
That's good too.
It's very delish. I bet.
A little bit of, like honey encrusted chestnuts and blueberries.
I don't like
great.
adding anything to my waffles or pancakes. Like, I don't like fruit in it. I don't like nuts in it. I don't like banana in it. I don't like. Just leave it alone. Just have it be the cake.
I really like.
Don't add anything to it.
You're a purist.
Like an
I
omelet.
That. I can respect that.
Maybe add some cheese to it. That's about it. Just leave
I really like blueberries in my waffles.
Mushrooms are great.
I love adding blueberries.
That's like the only fruit,
I would rather
though.
have the blueberries next to the waffle, and I would just eat the blueberries. But I don't want them in the thing. I don't want them in the same food. I want all my food separate.
You're a purist, Tejan, and I can respect that. But some of us like a little variety.
I was going to say OCD, but purist
bite.
is nicer. So I really like the little pictures they have here of using the keyboard waffle iron is incredibly easy and makes delicious waffles in just 5 minutes. All you do is prep the pan, and it shows someone spraying some Pam on there or something. Pour in the batter, connection? Flip the keyboard, and then eat. Apparently, you don't even have to take it out. They missed that step entirely. You just flip it, and then you eat it.
Dark, does it have USB?
Nice.
Oh, I'm sure it does somewhere.
It's a PS2.
1.5 or 2? Okay.
It's a PS2. Okay. It's old school.
Gotcha.
3.0.
USB, I mean, I gotta know.
Yeah, for reals.
If I can use it.
If I want to eat and type at the same time.
Exactly. If I want my fingers covered in syrup or I just want the syrup in my mouth, I don't know.
So if you're looking for a holiday gift, you can actually give this away.
If you're looking for a holiday gift for Mr. Fusion.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna for 125. They have a limited edition one, in different colors.
Get the teal one.
Fancy.
It's so pretty.
The teal is kind of it's kind of nice. I like that.
Were you about to say cute?
I was gonna say cute, and I was like, no, that's gay.
Yeah.
Teal is never an attractive color.
That's effeminate. I'm not
I'm a dude.
Girl.
I'm gonna go.
I'm a man.
I'm gonna go punch somebody right now. Go lift some weights. Do about 1,000 squats.
Nightsaw was telling us that we should try kangaroo.
What the fuck is he talking
about? He thinks we should eat kangaroo.
We should eat kangaroo?
Hey,
okay,
he said it's good.
I'll give it a try.
I'll get on that.
Alligator. I've heard it's very gamey.
I've tried alligator.
I imagine
before,
it tastes kind of like deer for some reason. Like in my head, I picture kangaroo to taste like deer.
I've tried ostrich. Did not like it.
I liked ostrich.
Way too gamey for me. No.
It definitely didn't taste like chicken. That's for sure.
Elk didn't like
savory.
elk either. Didn't like elk.
I didn't like. I tried possum once. I did not like possum.
I've always really wanted a deer steak.
Same here. I haven't tried
like deer burger, but I've never had like an actual venison steak.
It's different because it's so lean.
Right.
I mean, you have to.
it's
You have
chewy.
to really. You really have to know how to like. Do you like when you're talking about the steak? Do you mean like broiled or grilled? Because if it's
I mean, like a
grilled,
grilled steak.
Grilled.
okay,
Yeah, come on,
it
let's
has.
be real.
I mean, there's gonna be some. They're gonna have to put something in it like to marinate it to soak up, because it's very dry.
Like I like my
And-
steaks rare. Like I like it
Yeah.
juicy. So I don't know
Okay.
even if I can attain that with a venison steak.
You won't get that unless they seriously marinate it for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, you have to
What
put
would
it-
you want to marinate it with, like white wine?
You know,
or,
some sort of
like-
vinegar compound that
Yeah.
partially digests it to make it softer.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
curious.
Yeah, but I mean,
Little bit of
I've
salt
had
and pepper.
elk, and I really didn't like that either. So
Oh,
Ooh,
I
you know-
would never
you know what
want
else
to
I
eat
had?
moose because
I wouldn't
moose
know.
are my favorite animal. I'd
Wait,
never
wait,
want to
what's
eat that.
what's the plural of moose?
Meese.
mooses.
I don't know. I just wanted to know. Like I saw a Phineas and Ferb episode where they were trying to figure out what the plural of moose was. And is it moose?
Hey, man.
Mooses? Meese?
Hey, do you
They
know what the
accept-
actual
they accept
plural
fishes
of
as
duck
a
is?
plural.
Of what?
What the plural of duck is?
Duck?
Dukes. Dukes.
Dukes?
Yeah, dukes.
I
That's a-
did not know that.
That's a real thing.
I'm
So
pretty
s-
sure you're making that up.
No, I swear. Look it up.
I haven't had duck either. Is that any good?
No. Duck
Yes,
is terrible.
duck is fucking delicious.
Duck
you just
is
have to
good if it's made well. If
Exactly.
it's not, it's disgusting.
because
So
duck.
don't go to my local Asian fusion restaurant.
No,
Ew,
you,
no,
you
no.
have to go.
Go
you have
with
to go
someone
to
nice.
You have to go to a good Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
Like
Or
an authentic.
I go to a good Japanese restaurant. It's a sushi place I go to, but they also do duck, and they do the duck really, really well. Because duck, the meat is a lot more oily than a lot of game, so it has to be cooked differently. Otherwise, the texture's all wrong, and you're going to have a bad time. But when
It'll
it's
be really
Okay.
mushy. It'll be really like mushy.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck am I eating? This is disgusting. So when it's done right, though, it melts in your mouth, but it's not mushy, and it's just so flavorful. It has a lot more flavor than chicken does inherently. So I highly recommend going to a good
Okay.
place and try their duck because
I like-
you're.
Oh,
I like
Sorry, go ahead.
cow. Do you guys like cow? Cow's pretty good.
oh yeah.
I like
Yeah,
cow.
yeah,
cow.
yeah.
Cow's pretty good.
Cow's okay.
Yeah.
I'd have a medium rare
Or
steak.
pig.
How-
Pig's pretty good.
How
Pig's awesome,
Yeah.
dude.
how
Pig's awesome.
savory is cow?
It's not as savory as bison. I'll tell you that.
I haven't
Aw,
had bison.
You made me a character, Lo?
Yeah, so I hope I don't murder you.
I'm gonna die
apologize.
immediately.
I apologize in
And
advance
he's
for
dead.
anyone on the podcast crew who dies.
Wait, you put me in your game?
We're left.
Yeah,
we're
I'm,
left
of
in the
course I'm
hands of
playing
a
it
very capable captain.
during the podcast, so we're all in right now.
I've never played FTL, so I didn't know you could make individual like characters.
I mean, you can't
Whatever-
make characters. You can rename the little tiny sprite. So
The
Whatever
avatar.
you do,
like,
don't
just
make
like you could
me
do with XCOM
get
soldiers.
pregnant and then kill me off and then leave my orphan child with Dark, who's a terrible dad.
whoa,
Whatever
you
whoa!
do.
I think we just had like a FTL Sims crossover happen right now.
You know that would
Whatever
be
you do,
amazing.
I'm just saying.
And it was perfect.
Even
What if
though
we
I
did
beat the
do,
system.
we did a machinima version of our Sims playthrough where we actually did like full out dramatic music and stories to that event.
That'd be wonderful.
We should do that. Instead of doing a proper season 2 of The Sims Let's Play, we should actually do something like that. Just be completely different and
Stranger Hood
completely
season
weird.
2.
It would be awesome. Yeah, we could make Strangerhood season 2 since
We'll just
Rooster
do it.
Teeth's
Nobody else is
not
gonna
on the
do
ball.
it. We'll just do it.
We could do that.
Like
We do it, but just in case they
Can we get
actually
sued?
eventually release it, we release it as 1.5.
I don't
and
think we can
then,
get sued.
to spur them on to do it.
Yeah, it's not a copyright. They have
It's
no
not a copyright. We got it. We can just make it.
Yeah.
That'll be
I mean,
fine.
if Maxis let them do it, they'll let us do it.
Yeah. Every single time they look up that Stranger Hood season 2 joke now, it's gonna pull us up. This is marketing.
Brilliant.
This
This is brilliant.
is good. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
it's relevant tagging
Yeah.
even. Fucking
It's meta-
some
it's
people
meta tagging
don't
shit, dude.
goddamn do that.
Yeah. Thanks, Ray.
Oh, you know what? So
Have you
so-
have you done a recording session in the past few days, or is the next one scheduled for soon?
I don't have it scheduled. I've been super busy and with the holidays and everything and family stuff. So we will do the next session relatively soon. Hopefully in between Thanksgiving and Christmas after this whole Black Friday debacle bullshit goes on. But until then, I'm not even going to.
Within the coming week or basically.
Is anyone doing anything like special? I got not really special, but going for any deals on Black Friday? Is there
Well,
anything that someone's looking for?
I know where I work. There's these Christmas ornaments that are actually they're dragon Christmas ornaments, and they are $30 each. And apparently we're going to have some sort of Black Friday sale, and they're going to be discounted about 30%. So I can get 30% on top of my employee discount. So I'm like, fuck
you can get
yeah.
2 discounts run at the same time.
I sure can.
Work?
I sure
That's
can.
fucking ridiculous. Most retail stores don't do fucking anywhere doesn't do that shit.
Well,
So-
I think employee discount runs as something separate.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's very uncommon. I guess maybe
That's
it's an
how it
Arizona
worked at-
thing.
That's
I don't
how
know.
it would
It's
work
just-
at my store. Like if there was already a sale going on, until just before the close, they would still let us put the employee discount on top of whatever the price was going for at the time.
Yeah, but normally I have nothing to do with Black
$900
Friday.
for 4K is cheap.
Wait, $900 for 4K?
for a 4K.
Yeah.
it's up
Best
to
Buy
grand
has
or more sometimes.
Best Buy has an LG Smart TV that's 4K 55 inch for
People lining up for it now?
Yes, they've been actually
Is
here
the-
in
do you
Do you
Texas.
really need that TV that bad?
Is
Because
this,
No.
they
is
have like
this
4 of
signal
them per store.
Fusion, is this signal like the television signal or whatever 4K already?
It's 4K already, and it's
Okay.
240 hertz or 120 hertz. Or
But
per-
why
It
would
better
you
be
need that
240.
TV so bad that you would
240.
wait 2 days before Black Friday?
Because
It's
you're
the herd
stupid.
mentality.
Well, this
Yeah.
is
That
the
doesn't
reason
make
why.
any
No,
sense.
no. This
It's
is
not
the
that great
reason
of a
why.
like, who cares?
When it comes to Best Buy, every Black Friday, the best deals on there are on the front page of their Black Friday sales sheet. Each store only carries about 15 to 20 units of that item, so that's why everyone lines up.
Have you guys been out on Black Friday and just
Yes.
observed the
Yes.
mentality?
I will tell
I
you- It's
worked at a Best
ridiculous.
Buy during Black Friday. I got to see it up
Christ
close and
almighty.
personal. It was hell.
I'm so glad I haven't worked that. I that's like the best thing I've ever
The
done. I mean,
only
I've
re-
worked Thanksgiving and I've worked Christmas, but I'm so glad I have not worked
Like-
fucking Black Friday.
Like,
The
I know
only
I mentioned
retail
it on
I
this-
worked was in a mall on a Black Friday, so like I didn't have like the lines, and it was at a comic book store, so there wasn't going to be that crazy of a lines anyway. But
But you know, the good thing is a lot of the stores surrounding these big chains are opened up too early. So, like, there are some, like the comic book stores here in town, they open up early on Black Friday just because they want to get some of that bleed over business.
they want to get all their fucking back issues out, dude. They
Yep.
need room.
Yeah.
So you sell like 50-cent issues, and I go
Hell
in there.
yeah, dude.
I go in there with a freaking like long box. I'm like yoink 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 yoink. I'm that guy. I'm that guy that goes into a comic book store on a Black Friday and walks out with 200 comic books.
hey, that's totally cool, man.
What's the
more
most
power to
comic
you.
books you bought at once then?
I mean the best comics I ever bought.
I've
probably
bought in like
100.
300. I've bought in like 300 at one time.
I went to a convention
what?
that walked out with like 200 comic books once. The Philadelphia Comic Convention, I probably did that. Yeah. Like
Wow.
conventions are the best because that's like where you go to like complete your collections. Because I complete collections because I just want to read the books. I don't complete them to like have them and then resell them. Like I'm gonna if I have a comic book now, I'm gonna keep it forever.
So you're a hoarder. You're OCD and a hoarder.
Yeah, I collect comic books and don't throw them away. I'm really bad at that.
So
Everything else,
how do
I
you
don't-
organize your comics? I want to know. Do you let them touch each other?
By series, alphabetical.
Yeah, I could care two shits about the condition of them. As I just have them, and I'm gonna read
Do
them
you
again
separate?
someday.
Do you
As long
separate
as
them
they're
by
readable, then?
publishers?
You don't have plastic sleeves?
No, oh, some of them do, some of them don't.
Really?
I don't really care.
Okay.
That's
Well,
dude. That's
well,
an extra like
there probably might be
30
a
cents
percentage
for a
of them
comic.
that aren't like exactly one of a kind or rare, protectable. They're just ones you want to read.
Not yet.
See, this is bad because at my old comic book store, I get a 30% discount. I haven't worked there in 4 years, but they still let me have the 30% discount. So like
Because they like you or whatever,
like
right?
a standard Marvel issue is $3.99. I get $1.20 off for every Marvel issue.
That's
It's-
kind of amazing, actually.
Fucking amazing, and it's the reason I drive 30 minutes to go to my comic book store, like every other week. It's just like I'm gonna remain loyal because you are the best people ever, and you still let me get 30% off all my purchases.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't worked here in 4 years.
God, I wish every past job I've had did that to me. If I still got a discount at Best Buy, holy shit, you bet I'd be using that.
I mean, customer service or like food service, it's a little different. Like if you have a man or a woman on the inside, they'll hook you up with like a 50% discount or something. So that's pretty cool.
You've had that happen to you a couple times?
Oh fuck yeah! They're like, oh hey, what's up, Zach? And then it's like, oh hey, what's going on? And they're just like, oh, I'm in here grabbing some food, blah 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 blah. And they're like, oh, you want 50% off? I'm like, fuck yeah, I do.
Why
And-
is that even a question? You want 50% off?
Yeah,
Nah,
it's like-
I'm good.
No.
Like,
No,
what?
not
no.
today. I'm not
I
really
wanna pay
feeling
full
it
price.
No,
right
I don't really
now.
feel like saving money. No.
But that,
Okay, so before I'm probably gonna interrupt somebody, but
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Before we venture off too far from the topic of comics, you know what'd be really cool? If we had like a Pie Man and Cake Man, and like it would be a webcomic, and it's basically anytime someone's like, "Hey, what do you want for dessert?" "Oh, I'm thinking pie," and then the other person's like, "Nah, I
And
want
somebody
cake."
jumps
and
in
then
and
all
just
of a sudden
throws a cake in their face.
Yeah, exactly. They just crash through and start like doing this
The
epic battle, or
adventures-
they'll just
The Adventures of Professor Pie and Captain Cake.
Well, somebody
will
has
they-
to be,
will they-
somebody has
That'd
to
be
be
great.
the villain, obviously Pie. So
the Mad Queen would be the villain.
No, the
That makes
villain
sense.
the villain would be Lord Savory.
Oh, that's great. That's great too.
That's
Baron
Savory.
Baron von Savory.
Oh, I like that.
Baron von Savory.
Baron von Savory. I like it. I like it.
I love it.
I will get you,
Perfect.
Captain Cake.
Should we follow some Batman tropes
We'll
and
get
get
you,
like a
Pie
crazy
Man.
person? I don't know.
Oh,
I
something
will
else.
kill you
In a
every
World
single
where Pie
morsel.
and Cake can't get along. They join together to defeat the Savory Man.
So
Captain
I'm just imagining someone like photoshopping like maybe Mr. Fusion's face over the villain, and then he's just like,
Fusion's safe Miss
and he's twirling his villainous mustache the whole time, petting a cat.
So Zach is Captain Pie, and then
Yeah.
Roselda is Miss Cake.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
then-
great.
Mr.
Oh no.
Fusion
The Mad
is
Queen
Lord Savory.
Cake.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, she can either be like a Mad Queen villain, sort of like a female version of Joker, or she could be like Miss Cake or Captain Cake or Kick-Ass Cake. You know, it can go on.
Oh, Batman
and Kick-Ass
Joker.
could be spelled with
Baron von
a C
Savory.
instead of a K because
Oh,
you know
dear.
she's like the captain of Cake.
You're
Lauren,
thinking way too into this.
start working on this, please. No, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna do some
also
storyboarding.
Tejan,
I'm gonna send it to Lauren.
Jello in a pool.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We need
back to
Jello.
this again. Shit.
This is going to be a thing.
Oh, it would be so cool if they used that in one of the scenes, like they were fighting, you know, Baron Savory, and then they jump in on a pool, but they land and bounce off of it and hit him in the face. And it's
No,
like,
one of the heroes just
perfect.
happens to have like a Jello powder cannon, and then he shoots the pool to soften the landing.
It's like, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids and your pool of Jello.
And your savory flavor.
We should have like a whole
He frosts the
superhero
villain
cast
to
based
death.
on like flavor. Yeah, this would be great.
Oh.
So
So there is a non-food related thing that I wanted to get your guys' input on.
Guys, there's a
I've
girl
been,
in here, too.
yeah, equal stuff. Let her speak. God damn it.
Wait, what?
Continue.
Go on.
So anyway, I was waiting to see if she was actually going to speak up, but
Just letting it go.
She's too busy killing us on fucking FTL. That's probably what's
We're all
happening.
dead.
The whole
Yeah,
ship's
shut
on.
up.
Yeah, the whole.
Who's still
the whole
alive?
ship's on fire.
Everyone's still alive. I even just added chaos, so shut the fuck up.
Woo!
Hey.
What,
So-
what
so
a route
I've-
for me to stay alive.
So I've tweeted about it a couple of times, and I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. The long anticipated trailer for
Oh, yeah.
the fourth Jurassic Park
Ooh,
movie,
Jurassic
or
Park and Star Wars came out.
Jurassic World,
Star
as
Wars
they're calling
has
it.
not come out.
I saw
Oh,
it
I
this
didn't-
morning.
No, it's a fan made one. That comes out on Friday on
No,
iTunes.
wait. What the fuck did I watch?
It wasn't Star Wars.
Something
The
else.
I mean-
Awakens.
No.
Yeah, I didn't hear a lot of people talking about. I definitely saw all these things commenting on
You know what?
Jurassic
I'm crazy
Park.
because I think I dreamed it. I think I dreamed I watched this.
What?
I'm thinking about it
That'd
right
be
now.
so
I got
cool.
so excited, and I'm like, oh my god, no, that was a dream that I had this morning. That I saw the trailer.
That is amazing.
Do you have this problem where you're not sure if you're dreaming or not, and you actually have to do the pinch thing
That's
to
That's
double
totally
check?
what it was. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, oh my god, that was totally a dream.
Well, that's just the human mind. Like the human mind will fill in gaps wherever it needs to, and it won't even tell you. Just be like, oh, okay, you remember it this way because I don't have all the answers
All day.
And then
All day I
Yeah.
was so sure, and then now that I think about it, now that you call me out on it, I'm like,
We
oh,
shattered
fuck,
his
that wasn't
reality.
real at all.
Allow us
tend
to
to do that.
open your mind.
I'm the shatterer of dreams. That's
is
what I
it the
do.
blue pill or red
So,
pill?
Dark,
Legion?
so
was the
Dark,
green pill.
for the podcast, what was your opinions on the?
Well, I wanted to get your guys' opinions on it because mine
Macklin
was
trained a bunch of raptors.
Mine tended to be overall negative. So I'll give you my reasoning on this. So it opens up and you have this line with the mother saying, "Oh, I'm so proud you're going on this trip to this island. If anything chases you, run." So that's corny but forgivable. Everything's good as they're showing the initial sequences of the park with the monorail, the boat going to the island. That's all pretty cool. I'm like, at this point I'm on board. I'm like, oh wow, this actually looks like what a Jurassic Park might look like if it did succeed and it was did take place in the modern world. With the theme music and everything. I love that theme music.
Was it like a really interesting remixed version, or was it just like an orchestral?
No. It's this really slow piano version of the theme on the trailer. But anyway, so I'm with it up until that point, and then it starts to go off the deep end. And you know that saying
interesting.
They said we've trained a smart dinosaur.
No.
You fucked up.
No. Listen. So they say they jumped the shark. Well, this trailer has a great white shark dangling over a giant pool of water, SeaWorld style, and I tried to figure out what type of species of dinosaur is in the water. It's one of the aquatic reptiles.
It's a giant version of. It's like the archaic version of the alligator.
It's
supposedly
the only thing I could figure out that it could be the largest type of creature like this is called, I believe it's the Haniosaurus. And even then, its maximum length is about 15 meters, I think, or 15 yards, something like that. It was grossly, like the creature that they're showing on screen is grossly, way too big to be, anything that could have existed in the natural world at that time. Like, it wouldn't have been able to feed itself. So instantly I'm like...
Here's the thing. Who's to say that they're all from the Jurassic period? What if they're just... like from the other movies, they're all from different periods, and they just revitalize them.
No, that's what I'm saying. The largest animal that has been found thus far, like this one, is much smaller.
Are we not counting those huge prehistoric alligators? Are we not counting those? Those are fucking ginormous.
We're counting those. This thing is enormous. If you haven't watched the trailer, look at the trailer and you'll see just how huge this thing is.
I saw the trailer and it was fucking huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that. So there's a lot of things that call to mind. Like, one, how do you feed a super carnivore like that? And it shows them feeding at great white sharks. So that brings up the ethical question, like, are you intentionally fishing for great white sharks to feed to this thing on a regular basis? Like, with SeaWorld getting all the flack it's getting, I don't see how this could be a thing. So I'm having trouble suspending my disbelief that this is an actual SeaWorld type theme park. When they have the whole splash zone and everything with people recording, that part's realistic. But so I'm like, that's the first thing that goes off in my head. And then I'm like, okay, I can forgive a bunch of stuff. And then they drop the bomb on what the big issue of this movie is. And it is, we should not play God. Scientists have done it again. They've put their ego in front of everybody else, and they have spliced the genetics.
Well, they asked if
and
they could,
they've created a super predator. I mean, it's kind of like
the far from what we're doing now.
Well,
with genetics. Have you done any research on how we're genetically manipulating ostriches and chickens to take more reptile, even dinosaur?
Yes, I actually talked about this on one of the past podcasts, but I don't think you were there. Yeah, the reverse engineering the dinosaurs.
To be fair, real quick though, Webwave has pointed it out, and it's true. The elements that you're seeing in the trailer are elements from the book.
No, I've read both the books, and no, it's not. So the underwater part plan was that was in there, but everything else that they're showing was not in either of the books. So that's the main problem that I have with this movie is that they're doing the whole oh my god, we should be afraid of science. I know we are doing a lot of things with genetic engineering, things like that, but if you look at this situation where they have this massive theme park and they've obviously had really secure protocols for containing these dinosaurs, why would they intentionally create a super intelligent hyperactive killing machine on an isolated place where they have hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, if you look at the park in the opening shot, it's packed with people. So it's civilians everywhere. Like, why would they do this? It just defies.
How does this fit in with the time frame of the previous ones? Or
it takes place 20 years after the original movie.
okay,
Yeah.
So everything in the first movies happened, like, so the park did break down, like dinosaurs did kill people, you know, they got to the mainland. From my understanding, this all did happen. This is all history. And so so it's like the scientists are playing God, which, I mean, as humans have played God ever since, you know, we started, you know, trying to keep people alive. So, like, I'm against that whole thing. We should be afraid of science because science plays God. And but it's rehashing the same things, but in a much more ham-handed sort of way. It's like, this would never happen. Like, and if this did happen,
how could you say that? You have, like, 20 years from now, you assume that we as a society haven't considered, you know, our first priorities is greed and money making.
well,
and
yeah,
then,
if they did it, it would be not in the same area. Like maybe Island Number 2, like a little bit down, that has the like scientific experiments or predators. Like if something did happen, like they could just blow up the entire place.
And there's also scientists want to push the limits of what they can do, and I'm not sure. I've met a few people who do research, and that's one of the few things that Arizona has as universities. It's primarily research and experiments and things of that nature.
Yes, but
so
there
are a lot of people that are very dedicated when it comes to progressing their field. So who's to say someone can't be a step up in that and cause something catastrophic? You're putting too much faith in humanity. Is basically
I'm not saying that. I'm not against creating a super intelligent, hyper killing machine dinosaur. I'm just saying that the people that dedicate their lives to doing this type of stuff make sure that proper precautions are followed. You're not going to especially like with the whole problem they had with the velociraptors in the last movie, where they figure out how to open doors and all shit breaks out. I mean, so you pretty much have an entire society, an entire company that has not learned from its past mistakes, that's just redoing everything that's been done before and making blatantly stupid things, where you even have the main character, as the scientist is talking, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that, that's a bad idea. And obviously, like, ding, 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 maybe you shouldn't have done that. Who would do that in this public place? This is something that you would do away from public eyes. This is something that you wouldn't, broadcast to the whole world. So it's just like, I could see that happening, but not the way they presented it.
In smarter circumstances, like you wouldn't even know what was happening unless you knew.
It's like
scientists or scientists.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, there's I don't see any issue with a site or a theme park being used to fund, scientific experiments, or even, there could be a secondary research facility that is located in the same area, because that's where all your test subjects are. You can easily access, and the environments in which the creatures live, and access the genetic material. And again, this is a movie, so also, plus on top of that, the trailer was like, was it even a minute long? It was not even like just the tip. It was like a peck on the cheek when it came to a trailer.
No, the movie the trailer was, I think, 2 minutes long.
Yeah, it was pretty
really.
lengthy.
They teased a lot. They teased a lot, is all I'm saying. Like, they didn't really expose too much. It was just very.
Well, they showed
all the action stuff.
They didn't show Chris Pratt until halfway through the trailer.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
But
I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
Oh yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but this is going to be one of those movies. This is why I'm upset about it. I'm not, because it is a movie, but I also consider movies. I love watching movies. I consider them an art form, and good movies follow. Good movies are very smart, and they think things through. And when you have a half-assed plot that's kind of thrown together, like, oh yeah, we need to have a monster for this monster movie. So I'm afraid that Jurassic Park 4 or Jurassic World is going to be another Monster of the Week type movie, and people will go watch it and be like,
it's not going to be what it should be,
and be like, oh yeah, it was a monster movie that took place in a theme park that had something that was kind of like a dinosaur mismatch monster, and it's going to sell a lot of toys and it'll be successful. But in the end, it's like, I want my movies to be more
want more genuine entertainment out of it.
Yeah,
I don't want the superficial entertainment that everyone's going to get.
Exactly.
You may still enjoy that superficial entertainment, but still, you want more.
Exactly. Like, I think that they could have done, from what I've seen of this preview, that it looks like they could have done a much smarter job, and to really to really think things through. Like, it shows them inside these little gyroscopic orb things that look like they're made out of plexiglass, driving along a place where the brachiosaurs are walking. You're like, what happens if one of these brachiosaurs, so there's no fences or anything, they're just chilling right alongside where these animals are walking?
Or if they smack
like,
you or whatever.
Here's the thing. If they just make an island full of herbivores, everything will be fine. Like, let's not throw any carnivores onto this fucking island where they can be super smart raptors and they can break out of their goddamn cages.
Then what happens if the herbivores just breed? Like, don't you have a simulated environment with the predator being able to...
You need everything.
Nah, that's not what they do in zoos.
Well,
it'd be a
that's
lot
fake.
easier.
They don't put the lions in the zebra cage.
Well, I know that.
Well, at the same time, zoos are very small, confined spaces. This quote-unquote Jurassic World is supposed to be this whole entire, like,
a whole
encapsulated experience. Yeah, it's a whole world.
But no,
filled with dinosaurs, and you can see how they interact with, or how they would have lived if they were still alive.
Well, no, it's still set up like a theme park, like a park itself, because it is a theme park. So all the animals are separated with fences and stuff like that. Like they have that technology.
They have the technology.
They have the technology. It's possible.
I can't wait till they
I
make
don't know.
Robo
I'm just not going to
Dinosaur.
make a snap judgment until I actually
Hey,
see the
you
movie
know what?
because the trailer doesn't
Life
show
will find a
much.
way to make this movie okay.
Oh, I'm judging hardcore because
Will you still be seeing it in the theaters at all?
Oh, absolutely,
You can
absolutely.
go see Ninja Turtles.
No. That see,
No.
See, there's a level of awful I'm willing to deal with, and
Suspend
Ninja Turtles.
your disbelief to a certain
Ninja
point.
Turtles is one of those that I'm going to watch it when it comes out of Netflix, and then I'll watch it.
Yeah,
And you're gonna
it's
come
like
back
the
and be like, "Hey,
chance
this is
that
pretty good."
chance that the trailer was just inappropriately framed, or there's gonna suddenly make a bunch of changes to it. Like it could still be acceptable movie or a good movie, and you like Jurassic Park already.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
hope
hoping.
it's better than Prometheus.
I'm hoping that's the case. Oh yes, I hope it's better
that
than
was
Prometheus.
that was like literally it's the same syndrome where they're making the dumbest decisions of all time. Like that movie
know.
should have been like
There
20
was
minutes
actually-
long. They would just go, this planet sucks. Let's
It's
just leave.
funny. It's funny you bring up Prometheus because there was a Reddit post about that yesterday where someone brought up how Prometheus had so much potential. Like
It did.
There were,
Oh
there
my
were
God.
early scripts leaked of the movie, and it sounded so good, and they had to streamline it for general audience, not just like hardcore fans of the mythos. They had to
Gotta
streamline
shove
it.
that alien in it at the end.
And what they did was they basically killed the character development of the movie.
Yeah, you
And
can't
that's
do
what-
that. Like, I hate it when people dumb down a movie project, especially ones that have had a really long development cycle. And Jurassic Park 4 has been in developmental hell for years. I believe it's like 7 years they've been trying to make this movie, and it's just failed over and over and over again. They've gone like 15 different screen or script rewrites. And it's crazy, absolutely crazy. So I am hoping it's going to be better than what they're showing in the preview. But they even slowed things down to have one of the characters do the stereotypical "oh God" moment that you see in every single like monster movie ever.
Oh, there are no news stories at this point.
Yeah, so I am hopeful. I am hopeful that it's not going to be a steaming pile of B class movie. I don't think it'll be a bad. I mean, it's going to have dinosaurs in it, so it's not going to be a bad
Dinosaurs
movie because
plus 5
it's
rating.
yeah, it's going to have people being killed by dinosaurs, so that is automatically a reason to go see this movie. Dinosaurs are back; they're going to be killing people.
I mean,
to the
okay,
point where
here's the
as
thing.
soon as someone gets bitten, they still do the shout, "I'm okay."
It's
I
not
love-
but a flesh wound.
They still had that scene with Chris Pratt on a motorcycle riding with a gaggle of velociraptors. That's awesome.
Well, apparently Chris Pratt's.
It would only been made better if he was riding one of the velociraptors.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. But in the movie, he's supposed to be a dinosaur behavioral specialist of some kind.
It's
So
also Burt Macklin, FBI.
yeah, so maybe Star-Lord is also like the Velociraptor Whisperer, and so they're like his posse. That would be awesome. I would be down with that.
Just give him some LSD. It'll be fine.
It's like just give dolphins rows and rows of razor sharp teeth. It's like training a shark. Oh, they're man's best
They're all
rapist.
flipper.
It's like
So
sometimes
I have
they
a
do.
question.
What's your question?
Okay. All right. So in Beetlejuice, the movie is spelled Beetlejuice, like regular, regular style. But his name in the movie is spelled like the constellation Betelgeuse, like beetle with the G, and Betlegeuse. So why did they do that? Does anybody know?
Because whoever made the box art did not know how to spell.
I don't believe that. I don't think that they. I think it's funny because my girlfriend actually brought up a really funny point. I don't think it's true, but I think it's a good explanation for that because Beetlejuice can't spell his own name, so that's how he has to spell his name. So whenever he talks about himself,
that's the best explanation I've ever heard for that. Actually,
I countered her argument because he has the ad in the movie, like Beetlegeist, like when they're reading the name in the ad in the book, and I'm like, well, he had an ad where his name was spelled right. So maybe his name is actually spelled like the movie title, and then he spelled his name differently in that ad. So maybe the correct spelling is actually the one that titled the movie. Well, no. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's the wrong spelling, and we think that's the right spelling, but that's how
he just wanted to make his name sound fancy, so he added a silent letter because we all know fancy names have silent letters.
He can't say his own name, but he can spell his name. He can spell it wrong. So he chose to spell it like the constellation. Jizak?
No, you have to add a silent D to the beginning.
Dizak?
No, it's silent. So it'd still be Zach, but it'd be silent D.
I would still pronounce it Dizak. That sounds cooler.
You just spell your name with just this jumble of letters, and you're like, oh, you just call it Zach.
I still think you should change your last name to 45.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? What's the reason? You don't have a reason.
You don't have to change it to numbers. You can change it to the spelling of 45.
Your birthday is April 5th?
There's lots of Potters out there. I don't know anyone with the last name 45. You should totally do that.
You should probably switch it to 45. I mean, Mr. Fusion, he's the only person in the world who has Fusion as his last name. So that's pretty cool.
Would you change your name to Fusion?
Patrick Fusion. I like it.
No, it didn't mesh very well.
Aww.
What are you talking about?
You're trying too hard. Stop.
5 points from Gryffindor.
Just... You alive, Zelda?
At this exact
trying
moment,
to stay alive.
Yes. Ask me again in 3 minutes.
See, this is why. Yeah, this is why I told you I couldn't do the stream myself because I would be like you and I wouldn't be able to pay attention to the conversation. Like you've been really quiet.
I'm talking about in the game. I'm not a part of the conversation because I've had nothing to add to it. I'm just.
You've not seen the Jurassic Park trailer? You have no opinion?
I just don't care about Jurassic Park.
Boo! Shun the Lozelda.
I just do not give two shits about it. Do not get me started on Pluto.
No, Zach,
no.
That's for that's a whole big topic for science.
She has no comment. Well, what do you think about the?
It's totally a planet.
Yeah, well, it's technically it is a planet. They categorized it as a dwarf planet, I believe. So still, it is a planet.
They admitted it.
Yeah, it's still a planet.
Mm-hmm. They said it's still like, oh yeah, we were wrong.
A specific name.
Yeah, didn't they change it? From being a planet when they discovered that like where Pluto's at, they actually discovered a bunch of other similar sized dwarf planets. So they just decided, fuck it. Instead of naming them all, we're just gonna demote Pluto.
Yeah, there's like 2 other planets past Pluto.
Wait, are you telling us to shut up? Is that what you're doing?
Well, in that next podcast, we're going to talk about like the science behind savory and cake.
Yeah, because need I remind you, Zach, that you were the one that brought this topic up.
To be fair, he did say he just wanted a yes or no.
And you know who you asked. It's like this is our podcast. You can never just get a yes or no answer. You know this.
What?
We're dead. All of us died. We
What?
all died valiantly.
What?
Did we die miserably? Or
is that a time to
who was the last one alive?
We all died at the same time. Everyone was alive to the bitter end.
I saw one alive.
What happened?
The last time.
What happened?
We got blowed up.
By who?
By the big ship, the big giant boss ship.
Why didn't you use the FTL?
I made it to the boss with just a burst laser and a missile launcher. And I actually almost had it down far enough that it was going to have to jump soon. No, because I never, there were... Wait, the cloning? What?
Well...
Didn't you ever watch TFT Zach Plays FTL?
No.
I could literally have a full-time job of me just trying to watch everybody's stuff, and I would still end up behind. I cannot keep up with all the
my
content
problem,
everyone
too.
puts out. I haven't actually watched a Let's Play from Achievement Hunter in 3 weeks. I can't fucking
They're
do it.
okay.
You're not missing much.
They're doing like they're playing through Halo 3 campaign. That's pretty good. But
Oh, did I tell you, speaking of video games, Ken beat his very first video game in his life
it really took
yesterday.
him 80 hours to beat Mass Effect 1.
Close to it. It was like 78 hours.
I wonder what my playtime was.
Yeah, he told
Especially
me.
since the other two games are much better.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Like, you need to get done with this game because 2 and 3 are way better. And but he's like, I want to get all of the minerals off of all the planets.
Yeah,
so
it sounds like
man.
Ken plays the way I do. I'm a completionist. If I can't have if I don't have 100% of the shit that I could have done, if I still have things in my log that aren't complete, I'm like, no, I cannot go anywhere until
Yeah.
this is fucking done.
that's what he did.
I still do.
Now, if it's an achievement,
achievements
okay.
are different.
See,
Yeah, if it's
achievements,
achievement, I'll go
I
for it.
don't-
If it's
I
just
don't
like part of the
care
story,
too much. Like, if I happen to get an achievement along the way, awesome. But I don't go out of my way for achievements.
If it took him 80 hours for the first one,
I love
2
that
is going to
point.
take him like 150 hours.
No, well, see, it took me about
Yeah.
it took me about 70 hours to get through Mass Effect 1, and then 2 and 3 were both 40 hours apiece.
Yeah, because you don't have to take the damn little Mako down onto
Yeah,
the planet's
it's the
surface.
Mako
It's
that fucks
so
you
time consuming.
Right in the ass. It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
He complained constantly about the Mako. I'm like, don't do the fucking Mako then. No one's making you do it. He's like, but I want to get all the stuff. He did get he did get the completionist achievement. Upon beating the game, he did get that achievement. So it paid off. But and then he had to take a break from it for a while because he was so burnt out on the Mako. Then when he finally beat it, he's like, after just beating it, it feels really good, and it doesn't seem like the Mako was that bad anymore. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, he just comes crawling back.
Wow.
Oh, what? How
Zach?
did it go this direction?
Zach, why?
Hashtag women hit men. And with that, before Zach digs himself into a hole, let's end this podcast.
Yeah,
Question.
this cannot
Can I
go
pimp
well.
something?
Sure,
Go
pimp
for it.
away.
Go
Okay.
for it.
No.
All right. So, my favorite anime, whatever, ended. So, and that was the whole reason behind Teijin Lee. So I'm removing Lee from my name, and I want people to help me pick a new name. So I posted a journal about it. So I want everybody to go to that journal and submit their names. Where they
Teijin
think it should
Dre.
be Teijin something.
Teijin Dre.
Teijin Cray?
No,
No,
Teijin Dre. Like
Teijin
Dark One
Dre.
Teijin?
God.
I mean, no,
I said Teijin Kree, like the Kree in the scrolls.
like the Kree. Okay.
The Kree.
Speaking of the Kree, you should go read Miss Marvel. Very good comic book.
Yes, very good.
I really like the new one. So, anyway, that's my pimp. I will not accept Teijin 45 or Teijin Mana or Teijin Fusion
I
or
see.
Teijin Chelza.
What about Teijin Savory?
Teijin Savory doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Teijin a bo bo bo
Cake.
bo bo bo. I like that
Teijin
one.
Cake.
Teijin Cake. That's what Wub said.
There
Teijin
you
Fett.
go.
I don't like Boba Fett's the worst character. Dude,
I'm gonna go with Teijin Cake. So Teijin Cake. why don't-
Yes, Teijin Cake.
Teijin
is
Cake,
totally it.
not Teijin Pie.
Not Teijin Pie.
Okay.
Definitely
Teijin
not
Cake.
Teijin Pie.
I like. Well, you want a whole cake of me?
Whoa,
I can work
okay.
on
Oh,
So
you
are
can't
gonna-
handle
gonna,
a whole
full
cake
out
of him.
Change your name everywhere, so that we're gonna have to introduce you under the different name during the podcast.
I mean, maybe if people can come up with a name good enough, the convincing wise, I will change it on the RT site. I will do that, make that a thing. I might change
All
my
right.
mind about this whole thing tomorrow, but I'm in a
Teijin
good mood.
Cake.
Well,
So in the
they
meantime-
did put the caveat out there that you have to like it enough to change it. So I mean, you
Yeah.
can just say, "Nope, I didn't like any of them." I mean, that would be the wussy thing to do, but it is an option.
I mean, Teijin Lee is such a good,
It-
terrible
it
name
is
that
a
nobody
name
can
that you've
pronounce.
also used for a while. So to go by other things is like it would feel awkward for
It would.
quite a while.
I mean, I would keep the Teijin part. So,
All right, so
how about Teijin?
Teijin
Guy?
Lee or no, I'm
Really
still going with
confuse people. You could be Teijin Lady.
oh
Ms. Teijin.
Yeah,
Just really start fucking with people.
Yes, Dark.
now it's like you need to pimp our shit now.
Oh, sure. Okay. So if you'd like to follow us on the Twitter, find us on www.twitter.com/theforumthread. We can find us on Facebook and YouTube. God, I am doing this terribly right now.
You are.
This is why
how about we have
like
just
a really
exclamation
nice
mark
version.
Here's the trick. Go to
Just add it at
Google.
the end.
Go to Google and just type in the forum thread.
The forum thread.
Everything posts.
We're on
Everything is on there.
SoundCloud. We're on the Rooster Teeth website. You can find us there. But we make videos. We put our podcast on YouTube and SoundCloud. We do gameplay videos. And good God, I'm done.
And we're working on iTunes. We're working at it.
We're working on it.
Soon.
And with that, we bid you all a good night. Have a good night, everybody.
And a happy Thanksgiving. If
Happy
you're...
Happy Turkey Day.
Raise your hands up in the air sometimes. Not all the times, but only
Cake
sometimes.
rules, pie drools.
I'm gonna keep my scalp though.
Your
Ice
mom
cream.
is better.